So when I was designing my van, I wanted everything in the van to run pretty much off-grid from solar power. Now obviously it's a gasoline van, it's not going to be completely off-grid as I'd probably hope it would be someday. But as far as, you know, when I was parked, I didn't want to burn any fuel as far as cooking and energy production, you know, for electricity. So what I did was I installed a 180 watt Renogy flexible solar panel on the roof, and it's just one. It's taped on there with double-sided tape, and it's pretty good tape, but never had an issue over 3 years with it coming off or becoming detached. So let's see here. So I have that 180 watt flexible solar panel on the roof run down to this Renogy Adventure solar charge controller. This is a PWM, not an MPPT, so it's not quite as efficient as far as its energy production or transfer. But I've run both. I didn't notice a huge difference, to be honest. It wasn't night and day, so I just went back to this one because it was cheaper and I already had it installed. So that's run down to this Renogy 200 amp hour AGM battery. It's right over my wheel well. It's basically as low as I could mount it. You know, everything in this, I didn't really know exactly how much stuff I was going to put in this van or how big the battery was going to be and all the different components and cabinets I was going to put in. And this was my first time completely building a van like this. So if I had done it again, I would probably put this battery on the floor, kind of located down here, just to get center of gravity lower. It did slightly affect my handling, but it hasn't been so bad because I, again, kept it fairly low. But yeah, it weighs 150 pounds, so it's a considerable amount of weight, you know, to have anywhere in your van. I have it just used some like Harbor Freight straps and mounted them with these little brackets down here just to keep the battery in place. I'd go down a lot of rough washboarded roads, so I wanted to keep it from moving. And then I also put this foam in between the other sides just in case, you know, I slammed on the brakes or got in an accident, it wasn't going to come shooting forward. And again, it's in a box, but you know, the more I can keep it situated and not moving, the better. And it really doesn't move at all. There's not much space there. There's a hole cut out. You can't even see that all the wiring kind of goes back into. So I made this little cabinet here and used these little brackets to close it that I got at Home Depot. So all these cables are kind of run back behind this cabinet. They kind of just loop around. Some of them are a little excess in length, so especially the ones that come off the solar panel. So I just kept them looped up and neat and clean back there. The cables are then extended. There's a couple cables attached to the battery actually, so two of them go to this Wagon Tech Pureline 2000 watt inverter. That's a big inverter for a 200 amp hour battery. However, I wanted to run some big accessories on it, but also I needed to be careful because especially running a hot plate like I wanted to run, that's a lot of power for a 200 amp hour battery, and you could actually, you know, ruin the battery by using it improperly. But anyway, I still installed the 2000 watt inverter. It's a pure sine wave, so it's kind of the best inverter to get, because if you get a normal inverter, a lot of your accessories won't run properly. You can actually damage some of your appliances by running one that's not a pure sine wave. And so if we go up here, I have actually an extension cable that's run from this pure sine wave that's down under the floor, goes around, and it comes out here. So I have some plug-ins, I got some USBs, and I have this hot plate or induction cooktop. This takes, I believe, 1800 watts, and I have it strapped in, so again, it doesn't come flying around on a washboarded road. This one's an Isolar brand, and basically what I do is I just plug it in here. Stove. I'll just turn the inverter on, it will beep, and then we'll see the power come on the induction cooktop. So I put an induction pot on with just a little bit of water, I'll turn it on, function 1200 watts it will start at. I'll just turn it down to 1000. And this induction cooktop will cook, or at least boil water, a lot faster than your stovetop at home, whether it be electric or gas. It's much faster, even only at basically half power. Obviously, like I said, it's 1800 watts. I'm running it at 1000, just so I don't completely ruin my battery. You can already see some steam coming off of it, and that was only in just a matter of seconds. Now what this will do, even at 1000 watts, it is a lot for a 200 amp hour battery. So what will happen is the surface charge of your battery will go down. It might read, 70, 60% if you got a newer battery, even if it was just running at 100 not long before. But if you let it sit for a little bit, even without charging from the sun, your battery charge will start jumping back up and be roughly 90%. Obviously, dropping the surface charge is something like, Renogy and a couple other people warned me about with running, such a powerful or such a huge draw off such a, a smaller battery like a 200 amp hour battery. You can see within a matter of, I don't know what it's been, 30 seconds or so, it's already boiling. So you could run it at 600 watts if you want and still probably boil it faster than your stovetop at home. So that's a lot less energy draw for a 200 amp hour battery.